And alive. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be here with you. And as I was saying, जैसे मैं आपसे बोला था, we have two very, very special guests with us. मैं आपसे कह रहा था कि how do we find out about scholarships? How do we get visas? अगर कोई आपके घर में पढ़ रहा है या आप पढ़ना चाहते हैं या आपके कोई भी जानने वाले जिनको मैंने बुलाया है कि please listen to this. Do listen to this. We're also live on YouTube as well. हमारे दो guests हैं. One is Kisa Fatima. She is an educationist and an entrepreneur. And also aluminium from aluminium. I keep on getting stuck on this word, but she is from the Erasmus Mundus scholarship and has studied in Spain, Italy, and Portugal. We also have Naman Ahmed. He did his joint masters with in public health with the Erasmus as well scholarship. So hum inse baat karenge. First of all, welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
If you get a little closer to the mic.
All right.
Okay. So how are you?
Pretty good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. And was it easy to find your place here?
To your office?
To our office, yes.
No.
It wasn't.
It was easy if the location is pinned, but otherwise we would have. Well, first we thought maybe some murder plot. So.
Acha. But it's really good to have you here. And we're really excited that you are here with us because हमने बहुत लोगों को ये बताया है कि a lot of people want to find out exactly how to get scholarships as well. So you have actually done that. And Naman, क्या हाल चाल है आपके?
I'm good, sir. Thank you so much for inviting.
It is a pleasure to have you here because this will help a lot of people. Our phones have gone absolutely mad now because there are a lot of people who want to find out about this. And आप ज़रा मुझे ये बताइए. Let us start with you, Kisa. What motivated you to apply for the Erasmus?
So Erasmus.
Erasmus, yes.
So what motivated me was that I always wanted to travel.
Right.
And I'll be honest, and I wanted to travel for free. So the first thing came into my mind was that I have to find a scholarship.
Right.
And then I had a lot of courage to apply for scholarship.
Okay.
And I just did a Google search.
Right.
And I find out that this one is like so fancy. Like, you have you can go to the scholarship, but you don't have to go to one country. You actually, it's the requirement by the program that you have to stay in more than 2 countries. Like the requirements of mobility program.
Right.
So it was so attractive. The offer, was so attractive. So I applied away. So I think the motivation was, first the motivation was to travel and for free, and then later, yes, many things came along like career and education and research, and so yeah.
What is the age sort of a situation that one can apply? I mean, of course, I don't think anyone of my age can apply, but
no, trust me. I don't know about your age, but I'm going to tell
Thank you for
something.
not asking.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you something very honest. I had a class fellow. She was 40-year-old, and she was very good at basketball. So. And at that time I was only 21-year-old, so you can see that she was studying with me, and so yeah, there is no age requirement for most of the programs. I don't know about all of them, but for most of the programs there is no age.
नहीं, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है because what you've just said कि आपने ये भी कहा है कि even up to the age of 40 or even more, it just depends how you apply, what you write, and so this is very good. Thank you very much indeed for that, Kisa. Naman, I'd like to ask you. Tell us a little bit about Erasmus Mundus. How did you come across it? How did you find it? How did you find out about it? Because one of the first times I'm hearing about it.
Sure. So basically Erasmus Mundus is like it's a master's scholarship.
Okay.
You do your bachelor's here in Pakistan or some other country, and after bachelor's if you want to get a foreign degree like a master's degree, then you can apply for this scholarship.
Right.
So you need to have 16 years of education. For me, I completed my bachelor's here. Then I always had this thing कि यार बाहर study करना है. With that, I mean, the reason being, to be honest with you, I couldn't afford like foreign education. Is huge. I mean, it's really expensive.
It is very expensive. It's got really expensive over the years. Exactly. I mean, wow.
And I wanted to witness that and to experience that. Like, hey, this guy has a foreign degree. So I started looking for scholarships. Came across this Erasmus thing. They were like, it was fully funded. They were covering everything. I did my research, prepared application, and then I applied for it. And like, I did some effort, like did my work, and then eventually I got it. So that's how it came up for me.
अच्छा मुझे ये बताइए आप कि you came across this, of course it must have been on the internet.
Yes.
ठीक है ना, online. So where did you go? How did you find it?
So for that, I mean, when I applied it like 3 years back, things were a little different. Now it's different. Every year it keeps, I mean, they keep updating it. So like if anyone wants to apply for Erasmus, so the basic thing, what they need to do is, they need to go to Google, because Google is your biggest help. You just need to write Erasmus catalog.
ठीक है, अब Erasmus की spelling होगी ERASMUS.
Yes, and then catalog, like the
Erasmus, फिर catalog.
Catalog.
तो ये आप अभी लिखें और आप लिख सकते हैं अपने क्या कहते हैं Google पे, and then
आप अगर ये लिखें Google पे Erasmus catalog, तो जो first link आता है, the first link which comes, that's like the list of Erasmus programs.
Right.
It's like a list of over 100 master's programs.
Wow.
By programs I mean fields. Okay? So you go to that link, you check the list, and then you finalize one program based on your field. For example, my background was health. Then I applied for public health. So they're like, it covers almost every field. So then you go to that specific website, like that catalog has a link to the specific website. You go to that, and then it takes you to the application website, and every detail of that program, what they are going to pay you, how you need to apply, and everything that is over there.
ठीक है.
So Erasmus catalog is the link for you. Yeah.
तो इनका procedure जो है वो कैसे होता है? You go, you type, you send an email, and they send you an email back, or how does this thing work?
No, it's not email based. So basically, जिस website पे आप जाते हैं, that like the official website. Every program has an official website.
सही.
So they have like an application portal.
ठीक है.
So you make your account on that, like just like.
तो फिर अपना account बनाना पड़ता है वहाँ पे.
आप account बना के, then you just put your details, application details, your academics, your university background, your job experience, whatever you have worked. आपकी जो professional profile है, and educational. You put over there, and then there are certain documents which they ask for. For example, your CV. Then they ask for a letter of motivation. I mean, personal statement, recommendation letters from referees. So like,
ये motivation की ज़रा बात बताइए.
Yeah, sure. Motivation letter is like, I think, okay, so basically it's like a personal statement. हर scholarship जो है वो एक specific personal statement मांगता है, जिसमें आप it's like a small essay, जिसमें आप उनको अपनी story बताते हैं. You tell them why you are applying for this scholarship, why you are a good candidate.
तो ये एक बड़ी मतलब है कि personal चीज़ भी हो सकती है.
That's
कि आपका, because this is I think important for people to know, because वो उनको पता नहीं होगा कि I like mathematics and I study mathematics every day. तो आप जो भी जिस भी scientific field पे आप जा रहे हैं, आप अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा खुल के बताइएगा.
Yes, that's how it is. I mean, जो motivation letter है, it's the most important aspect of your application.
अच्छा.
This is the reason जिसकी बेस पर selection या rejection होती है.
Right.
Even if you have like a complete like best profile, but your motivation letter is not good, you will not make it.
वाह भाई.
But आपके जो motivation letter के आपके बाकी profile में gaps हैं, for example your CGPA is low, but आपका motivation letter is outstanding, then you can make it. So yeah, I think that's the aspect. That's how it works.
Actually, I would like to add one thing, because जो selection committee है, they are not looking at you. You are here in Pakistan, they are in Europe. So your motivational letter is actually you standing in front of them.
Exactly.
So you have, how would you describe yourself? Like if you go for an interview and you have to sell yourself. So how would you do that? So you have to write a personal statement that defines you. Like this is the program for me. I wanted to do it for a very long time, and this is the research that I'm looking forward to, and this is what the research that I've done before, which is now linked to this research that I want to do in your university.
So this is very important what both of you have said, because we would not have thought before कि आपका motivation letter जो है वो इतना in depth भी होना चाहिए कि आपके बारे में वो बचाए. आप अपने आप को बेच रहे हैं. You're actually selling yourself.
Like just an interview.
Right, isn't it? Right. That motivation letter is an interview, because as you very rightly said कि वो वहाँ पे हैं, हम यहाँ पे हैं. So we need to, carrying on with you, Kisa, how many programs can you apply for, and how to make that application?
All right, so they're like, when you will go to the catalog, what you are going to see is that, so I'm just going to giving you a spoiler alert. You will see Mediterranean forestry and natural resource management, and I don't know, the programs are like specialized degrees. There's not going to be a program like master in environmental science, master in public health. No, they're going to be these are going to be a specialized degrees, a very advanced degrees. So don't get scared, okay?
डरना नहीं है,
हाँ कि
घबराना नहीं है, घबराना नहीं है.
Like maybe this is the only point जहाँ पे ये statement fit होती है, क्योंकि
it's very political. अच्छा ठीक है. Beautifully said. Shabash, 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 shabash. So you're heading for a political career, are you?
So what you have to do is that कि आपने बाकी घबराना नहीं है, and you have to carefully look कि इसमें से कौन सा प्रोग्राम है जो मेरे से कहीं भी किसी तरह से भी relevance show कर सकता है. And it's your work of your words and you know how you play with them.
Right,
और किस तरह आप उसको research को अपनी past research के साथ combine करके वो जो है वो करते हैं. उसके अलावा 3 applications आप बना सकते हैं, send कर सकते हैं. I've heard कि इससे ज़्यादा भी कर सकते हैं, but what I would suggest that don't go for that. Like इतना confuse करने को खुद की ज़रूरत नहीं है. मेरे तो ख्याल में आपको एक प्रोग्राम चूज करना चाहिए.
ठीक है.
उसी मैंने I applied for only one program, but मैंने पूरी उस पे.
लेकिन गुंजाइश, आप कह रही हैं गुंजाइश है कि 3 भी हो सकते हैं, 5 भी हो सकते हैं, एक होना चाहिए, because that doesn't confuse them कि भाई आपको ये भी पसंद है तो ये भी पसंद है और ये भी पसंद है और वो भी पसंद है. So you can actually go for the one, but you can take up to 3.
Yeah, you can get selected for 2 programs as well, you know, because they are not linked with the decisions are separate by the programs. So ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि I want to be a scientist and I want to be an artist.
बिल्कुल poles apart. I want to be a ballet dancer, you know.
Yeah, but if you are like this, then first you need to be none of them and sit down and decide what you actually want to be and then go for it.
Because उसमें ना, because this is all linking up very well to what you're saying. उसमें अगर आप specifically एक चीज़ के ऊपर जा रहे हैं तो वो आपका जो बिकनी वाली चीज़ है, the motivation letter, at least that will show that this is not an act.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you are really motivated on that. Like if you're motivated on this and then you're motivated on that as well and then you're motivated on that as well, तो वो जैसे आपने कहा है कि इसमें confusion जो है वो ज़्यादा आ जाती है. So no, I totally understand. How Naman, how was your overall experience with Erasmus? क्या आपका total experience जो था आपका? I know I should ask you this at the end, but I just want to know, what was it? Was it a happy experience? How many years did it take? You personally, how was the experience?
So
what happened?
I recently graduated. Like I completed my degree this August. So it started back in September of 2019.
Congratulations!
And I just graduated. But I mean, if I had to put this experience in a couple of lines, I would say I can't really put that in words. Literally, maybe best 2 years of my life.
Achha.
But it was kind of like there was COVID during that. So
इसके बारे में तो हम ज़रूर बात करेंगे. But please do talk about it now. I mean, that must have been.
I mean, COVID was like a significant factor during my master's.
So where did you go? Where did you go for this?
So my first year was in UK, and then
whereabouts in UK were you?
I was studying at University of Sheffield.
Oh, Sheffield.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then I moved to Paris for my second year.
Achha.
So after Paris, then I went again to another city in England. That's Leeds. So I just did my internship and my thesis over there. So it's like 3 different places.
Wow, wow! I think I want to start studying again.
So.
UK, Paris, UK.
Yeah. So
scholarship, everything's paid for.
That's the places where you study. I mean, if you have to travel, you can travel whole Europe. So this program is based on that.
Wow,
experience was really good actually. I mean, I still can't get out of that zone. I mean, it's still.
You want to go back and start studying again?
Yeah,
अब ये का PhD कर रहे हैं.
If they, I mean, it's not a PhD, but if they offer me, then happily, yes.
ठीक है.
Yeah, indeed.
Nay, this is very, very nice to see. How were the other students with you? How, of course, everybody else was also there from a scholarship.
Yeah.
So what sort of different countries or what sort of people did you see? With
every
you?
program, every program of Erasmus, they have like 18 to 20 slots, like scholarship positions. So my program had 18.
Achha.
So I was only one from Pakistan. There were like many thousand applications, so out of them like only 18 were selected. So like we had people from all over the world. We had one guy from
You
Bangladesh.
were the only one from Pakistan?
I was the only one from Pakistan.
Achha.
We had one guy from Bangladesh, then 3 girls from Nepal.
Right.
Then there was a girl from Argentina, then from US, Spain, Croatia.
ठीक है.
There was a couple of guys from Mexico.
Mhm.
So like a lot of places.
Mhm.
So I mean, we had a batch like full of like international students, and
Mhm.
some of them were like, one of them was I think 35 plus years of age. Some of them were doctors who had worked in field for 5 plus years,
Sahi.
and some of them were new graduates.
Mhm.
A girl had just done her bachelor's and she came.
Mhm.
So like a very diverse group, a very dynamic group all over the world. So,
Right, right. Tigani, this is very good. And you've made. Would it be fair to say that you've made lifelong friends?
I would say.
Huh.
I mean, you can call them networks, you can call them friends, but right now, if I had to pick like any main country in the world, and if I want to go there, I would have a friend there. So that's because of Erasmus. I made friends. Now I have friends in Spain, I have friends in Germany,
You have friends
Mexico,
in Italy,
US, Italy, every country. That's the beauty of this program.
Tell me about your experience, Kiza. How was the overall experience for you as a lady, and going to these places by yourself and dealing with such different nationalities? इनके तौर और तरीके भी मुख्तलिफ होते हैं, लोग मुख्तलिफ होते हैं, So how did you deal with all of this, and what was the experience like for you?
I was a very conservative and a very not a shy, but
Really, you were conservative?
Yeah,
You're so nice and bubbly now. मतलब है कि this is really
So you see, this is Erasmus magic.
This is
So
Erasmus
that's what I'm
magic.
coming
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
So
बिल्कुल.
I was like this, and I was very particular about making friends, like for the people who like my kind and all. But after Erasmus, I have friends of all kinds, like
Right.
every sort of friends I have from all around the world, and it has made me an open person. I can cook so many dishes. I can cook tagine. I can cook really good pasta. Bangladeshi dishes.
You can cook good pasta.
Yes.
Oh,
really
wow.
good pasta, yeah. Like Italian way.
Say.
So yeah, everything was great, and I think जो एक अगर उस point of view से बात करें, जो parents को भी अक्सर जो if parents are listening to this show, I am sure there are many,
बिल्कुल सुनना भी चाहिए, very important.
ये बात होती है कि एक झिझक होती है कि अगर हम बेटियों को बाहर भेज रहे हैं तो शायद बाहर के मुल्क सेफ नहीं है उनके लिए.
हाँ, सही.
It's not exactly what you have been told कि West is like this or not.
It's very good to listen to this. बहुत अच्छा बात आप बहुत अच्छी बात कर रही हैं आप.
If you have done good upbringing, your kids already know what their values are, and I carried my values very well there, and people respect that. Like for example, if they are going to a bar or a club, and one time you said I can't go, they won't ask you again. Trust me, they won't ask you again. They would understand that you are a religious person and you are not conservative, you're religious. That's
and even if you're not
culture.
religious, you don't want to go. That's it. Don't want to go, and I don't go to those places.
They won't be like they unfriend you or something or block you from Facebook or something. No, no offense. You have your space, and that's the thing I learned, that they give so much respect to people's privacy and their space. So if you want to follow something, if you want to follow your culture, you want to follow certain values that your family had, you can easily do that, and you can study, you can travel. I traveled to 31 countries maybe so far. I did scuba diving, I did all sort of
even I haven't done scuba diving.
But I skydive as well,
You've done a skydive?
So many amazing things, yes.
You've done that?
Yes. In the
what
ocean,
was the feeling like when you were just being pushed out?
When so the first 3 seconds, I was like, this is the worst decision of my life. And after that, I was like, I'm reborn.
Acha.
And after that, I was unstoppable. I did all the adventure sports.
Fantastic.
And the thing is that the scholarship that is offered to you is quite a big amount. So you can actually afford to do all these adventure sports. So here is a good deal.
That's a pretty big amount. If you're
it's
going to study and say, oh, I tell you what, weekend पे ऐसे करते हैं कि हम museum नहीं जाते हैं, लेकिन let's go for a skydive.
Yes, or you can go to Venice. Like I used to. Let's go to Venice and like have a fancy dinner by the side of the lake, and
I want to go back into education after what I'm hearing you guys say. I tell you, this is really fantastic. So, मुझे ये बताइएगा, Naman, कि is it easy to get visa for these countries with the Erasmus letter once you get? तो visa की क्या problem होती है? Because हर बंदा जो है यहाँ पे visa जो होता है, that seems to be sometimes a problem to get that. So, what is that sort of a situation like?
So, I mean, there's a myth about Western countries. I mean, students think that if we apply for visa, हमारा visa reject हो जाएगा or something.
But
it's not true. If you're a genuine student, no one rejects your visa.
ठीक है.
And when you have Erasmus tag on your application, or when you have that Erasmus selection letter or scholarship letter, there's a like very rare chance that your visa will be rejected. It generally doesn't. It can be late, but it doesn't get rejected.
Okay.
So like I got my UK visa in 4 days. My French visa came in like 7 days. So literally they prioritize the students. I mean, like if you apply for a Schengen visa, they don't even charge your application fee because it's Erasmus. They don't even take your application fee. Yeah. So that's the thing.
Schengen countries में कोई
आपको application fee नहीं लेते.
अच्छा ठीक है.
Because अगर आपको Erasmus
बड़ी अच्छी बात है. अच्छा.
UK वाले charge करते हैं because it's a separate thing. But Erasmus की वजह से Schengen, because it's mainly European based, so they don't charge your application fee. And the dealing of the visa officers, like the overall process, when they know that you're an Erasmus scholar, they treat you like that. They respect you like that.
ठीक है.
And process सारा like it goes really smooth. जो सारा process है वो बहुत अच्छे से होता है. And अगर मैं अपना experience बताऊँ visas का, I think अब जो Erasmus की वजह से मेरी जो travel history बन गई है या फिर जो visas मेरे उस पे हैं, that's going to help me in my whole life, because if I'm applying for visa, they will check, hey, this guy has a history. He has traveled to Europe, he has traveled to UK.
सही.
And it helps in you in future as well. So yeah, the visa process is smooth if you get Erasmus.
अच्छा, वहाँ पे आपने कर दिया, graduate हो गए, अच्छी चीज़ें हो गई, तालियां बज गई, and you know the hats went into the air and everything comes. Is it possible उन countries में आप job भी ले लें?
Yes, that's a very big that's a very good question, and I think it's a very important point. Mostly scholarships. If I just to name a few, for example, Fulbright है, Chevening है. इन scholarships की requirement ये है कि आप masters करेंगे and then you have to go back to your home countries. You can't work there. ठीक है. आपको वापस अपने home country आना पड़ता है.
Okay.
Erasmus doesn't put this condition. आपने अगर masters किया है, if you want to live in those countries, you can live. I mean, depending on the requirements of the country. For example, I did my masters. मेरा mostly जो time था वो UK में गुजरा. I completed it from there. And now I have a 2 years post-study work visa. If I want to find a job, if I want to work there, I can do that. Similarly, Netherlands देता है, France देता है. जो country की policy ना specific, उसके according आपको work visa मिलता है. Erasmus doesn't ask कि आप भाई अपने वापस जाना है. They don't say कि, I mean, they want you to explore. Like, if you have studied and now if you want to have the work experience of that region, you can work over there. So that's the, I think, biggest plus point of Erasmus.
ठीक है. नहीं, ये तो वाकई ही बहुत ही बड़ा पॉइंट है. And I think this needs to be. मैं दो चीज़ों पे जैसे मैं आपके साथ इस पे मैं आप दोनों के साथ बात कर रहा हूँ. एक तो मुझे बड़ी अच्छी बात लगी जो आपने कहा, which is very important, is the motivation letter. शायद हम एंड में इसके ऊपर फिर से बात करेंगे, because ये लोगों को ज़रूर होना चाहिए कि भाई जब आप खत लिखेंगे तो इतना खूबसूरतली पर्सनल मोटिवेशन की आप बात लिखें कि और वो सच हो, कि उनको वो चीज़ समझ आ जाए और उसके बेस पे जैसे आपने कहा है कि वो मिले. दूसरी बात जो मुझे ये लगी है इसमें ज़बरदस्त, you don't have to come back and then reapply and go for work. Exactly. You can apply from there as well. So I think this is a very important factor. अच्छा, now किज़ा हमने पहले भी इस चीज़ पे बात की है, लेकिन हमने स्पेसिफिकली बात नहीं की थी, तो मैं ज़रा स्पेसिफिकली इस पे बात करना चाहता हूँ, और वो ये है कि what the scholarship covers, is it enough and how is it enough and how do you know कि it's enough? वो जो पैसे होते हैं, I'm not saying give us a sort of an idea of how much the money is. This goes into lakhs and lakhs, but how is it enough and how do you know and how do you calculate कि भाई जो ये आपको पैसे दे रहे हैं, how does it cover everything?
All right, so they provide you with installment cost. सबसे पहले तो ये कि आपका 1,000 euros is approximately what they pay you for monthly आपका stipend है. उसके अलावा installment cost है 1,000 for 2 years. Like every year you will get 1,000 for installment. Because you're going to a new country, so they give you installment cost. Settling down and
cost,
everything to buy furniture or the basic something if you want to. And then 3,000 travel cost separately for each year. So it's 6,000 euros there as for that as well.
तो मतलब है कि इसका just to stop you there, that means कि 2 साल का या 3 साल का जो उनके course होते हैं, तो every year they say चलें आप घर वापस जाएं और वापस आएं.
Yeah, I mean
that's what the 3,000 per year is.
Or if you want to go from one country to another, because it's a requirement in Erasmus that you have to study in at least 2 countries. Like you can't do all degree in one.
So it's specifically
why have they? I mean, I really like that idea, but why have they specifically said this?
It's like this.
Okay.
So I would like to add to that.
Please do.
ये आपका जो question है, basically mobility program है and you study in more than one university. Like it's a joint master's degree. 3 से 4 यूनिवर्सिटियों का कंसोर्शियम मिलके आपको एक डिग्री देता है. ठीक है. Like for example, she will have a diploma from 2 to 3 universities. इसकी जो डिग्री है उसमें सब यूनिवर्सिटीज का मेंशन होगा.
ठीक है.
तो and then there are certain programs in Erasmus जो आपको एक तो ये joint देते हैं and then they give you separate degrees as well. Like I have after Erasmus I have 2 degrees now. One from University of Sheffield and one from my French university. And then I have the Erasmus joint diploma. So I can use either one of them. So that's the part.
For your French university, did you have to learn French? आपको French के it was all in English. How did you deal with that?
So okay, so जो Erasmus के mostly programs हैं उसमें आपको options होते हैं.
ठीक है.
Mostly program जो Spanish में भी offer होते हैं, then French में भी offer होते हैं and English में भी होते हैं. Pakistan students obviously English में करते हैं mostly, लेकिन you have the option. So हर एक program English में जरूर offer होता है. उसमें tracks होते हैं specific.
तो आपने फ्रांस में जाके
मैंने English में study.
अंग्रेजी में आपने study, so that was not a problem.
Yeah, that was not a problem for me.
Enjoyed the Eiffel Tower and you enjoyed the River Seine and all these other places you enjoyed.
And you asked about stipend. She mentioned, but अभी एक interestingly इनके जो stipend है वो भी revise हो गए हैं. I think अगले 1 से 2 सालों में. Now they will start paying 1400 instead of 1400 to 1500 instead of 1000.
अच्छा, right, okay.
अगले साल से है इस तरह. It has also been revised.
The installment has been.
So, yeah, so that's like quite a lot of amount for a student if you want to live like a student. So yeah.
अच्छा, when you personally met people, French people, Italian people, and you realized कि हम जिस दुनिया में कभी-कभी हम रहते हैं, जो भी वो country हो, not specifically Pakistan, लेकिन जब आप बाहर जाते हैं तो आपका दिमाग और वो चीज़ें कितनी खुलती हैं with just other people. You never knew that South African people were like this, or you didn't know that something else was like that, and how it opens up your mind. I mean, it's the journey specifically. So how was that for you?
For me, I would say, okay, so my first year was in UK. I have had some experience of traveling, but not to these European states.
ठीक है.
So we always hear things like, I mean, हर country के बारे में specific myths and specific taboos. We hear certain things.
सही.
But experiencing that firsthand and witnessing that yourself is totally different.
ठीक है.
I would say we hear a lot of things about like some certain country. I won't mention any country, but just say my experience in UK was great. People are really warm. I mean, as Kisa said that हमारे पेरेंट्स ने जो बातें सुनी होती हैं about Western countries, it's not true. They really, if you want to be yourself, they don't force you to change yourself. So you can live the way you want. So that's the best part, I think. People were really warm. Then I went to France. It was totally different from UK.
अच्छा.
Like the culture is different. There are people like they usually keep to themselves.
अच्छा.
Like yeah. So I mean, if you need any help, they would. If you ask for any help and all that.
वो कहेंगे कि हमसे अंग्रेजी में मत बात करो. Ask us in French. ये थोड़ा French का होता है ना.
There are certain challenges as well. There are certain challenges about that. Like in France, this was the issue. Like language was a really big barrier, and people were not willing to speak English even if they know.
हाँ, बिल्कुल मैंने भी ये सुना है. Well, I've been there, but yeah.
Yeah, but overall, if I had to summarize my experience, it was even with people. I think उन लोगों से मिलना और उनका जानना और उनका understand करना, that was worth it. So
मुझे पता है कि तुम एक बहुत यंग आदमी हो, ठीक है ना, और ये चीज़ हम एक 80 साल के आदमी से पूछ सकते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ योर लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस, बट आई थिंक थोड़ी सी रूहानियत भी इसमें आ जाती है. एंड व्हेन यू सॉ all these people, I'm going to ask you the same question, Kisa, get ready. When you actually saw all this in your life at such a young age, how did some of your thoughts change about certain things? कि हमें पहले ये आ रहे थे लेकिन वो ऐसे नहीं है, अब ये ऐसे हैं, हम सब एक हैं. People are just interested in working and having a good life rather than being into all these political situations or ये हुआ वो हुआ. And that must have also taken you through in a very different situation with COVID, जिसके ऊपर हमने अभी तक बात नहीं की है. But did you come out with a little bit of, I'm not saying रूहानियत, लेकिन वो और वो क्या था, वो जरा बताइए क्या था.
Indeed, it did. I've been.
You're next, Kisa.
One thing I realized, जो बात आपने summarize की already, it's literally same कि जो वहाँ पे लोग हैं और जो यहाँ पे लोग हैं, there is not any real difference. At the end of the day, they just want to have a happy life. They want to work. They want to have a good life for their family. जो politicized चीजें की जाती हैं या फिर whatever media says, is the average person like you and me, it's not like that. I mean, उनके जो आम population, they're like us, like you and me. So that was the biggest thing, I think. मेरे जो उनके बारे में जो conservative beliefs थे या उन वहाँ के countries के बारे में लोगों के बारे में, that changed I think, and that changed, that actually changed me. So I treat them and I think about them like just like how normal people are now. पहले ऐसे नहीं था. So that's, I think that's helped me grow as a person.
Fantastic. That's good. Help you grow. And what about you, Kisa? How did that what sort of rohaniyat or what sort of...
Well, it is this challenging for me because when I actually am the one who moved back from Europe after finishing my studies. So when I moved back to Pakistan, it was a cultural shock for me because I was not interested in sitting down and having fancy cup of tea and gossiping about other women and about TV dramas.
Acha, coffee party is khatam.
I used to read people talking and I was like, why are they talking this and why are they talking about this? This is not important. We are all, so not talking about anyone how they look, and because I have seen so many colors, I have seen so many kind of people dressing up in different ways and talking in different ways, and so my perspective changed, but it was challenging for me when I moved back to Pakistan because for me it was challenging.
Too much information. You have too much information now about the world.
I became quite wise. Achha. So it was, my wisdom became a problem for me.
All right.
But then
my wisdom became a problem
for me.
Brilliant. Achha, very, very quickly. Why is Erasmus unique? I know how it is different from the other scholarship, but why would you say it's unique?
It's unique because it's a mobility program. This is not something that is offered by anyone else. Because if this is not the requirement, people won't prefer to go from one country to another country. They will just finish one degree in one country. But this requirement has made it very nice because in this way it has made it a bit challenging as well, more exciting as well. And then again, you don't have to come back after finishing your degree. Then European countries, you can travel. You have a Schengen visa, you can travel to as many countries.
I didn't know that the time would go so fast, but this has gone really, really fast. And one of the questions I did want to ask you, tell me a little bit about how, very, very quickly, both of you, as to how COVID, what did you do in COVID? How did you stay at home? Did you go to university?
Her degree was way before COVID, so I studied during COVID. Actually, it was more challenging because everything shifted online. So first 6 months went really well, which were in person. But then 1.5 years was during COVID. So उस तरह visas भी impact हुए because embassies were closed. So we had to wait visas over. Traveling was delayed. So like the best part about Erasmus, which was like travel, I could not really experience that during at least first year. But in my last semester, right, मैंने सारी कसरें पूरी की. So actually, it was a bit challenging. Online education, maybe it's a little trickier, as I would say. But the first 6 months मैंने in person witness किए, I think वो COVID के 1.5 years को engulf कर देंगे. But still, I think the way the universities और हमारे जो coordinators हैं,
so online was also okay. It wasn't that bad. It was manage हो गया.
I still, हम यहाँ पे होता तो I think I don't know how it would have been, but it was amazing at their part.
Kisa for you?
No, I was way before.
Yeah, she
graduated way before Erasmus, COVID.
COVID, right.
No, it was.
How did you deal with it? How did you deal with it, the COVID?
Post-COVID? Yeah, it was, so there was no restrictions. We can travel anywhere we want to.
Achha.
We had like physical schools and physical classes.
So it was good. All right, okay. Now, for both of you, I want to ask. Kisa, let's start with you. Life after Erasmus. कैसी जिंदगी है और क्या हो रहा है अब? What will you do with this? How are you personally going to take it forward?
After Erasmus, I had so many falls in my life. बहुत सारी jobs मुझे मिली, वो मैंने छोड़ी. I won't say that like I came back to Pakistan and the companies were like, oh come on Kisa Fatima, we were waiting for you. There was no such thing like this. Good. I had to start with 30,000 rupees. My first salary was this, and I was very shocked because I was getting 1,000 euros. So there was a shift. But the thing was that Erasmus
is a lot of money, my God.
Yeah. So but Erasmus taught me this money management because I was all by myself in 2 years, so I know how to manage money. So Erasmus taught me this. It's okay. It's for time being. You can get something better.
I really appreciate what you're saying about this. This is really good because फिर वो होता है ना, वो psychologically वो हो जाता है, and you've got to learn to deal with this. Young man,
for me a little different because I planned to live over there. Now I got the UK work visa, so I live there now. So for me it has been really good actually.
Where do you live?
I live in Leeds.
Leeds.
Yeah. So it's not.
I've been to Leeds.
I don't live here live there permanently. For now I'm just based there, but I might change. So the best part I think about me was after the getting the opportunity to live over there. I was thinking maybe.
And you're working there now.
So I have my own independent setup. So I'm planning to register it as a company. So and that's what I want to do.
Wow,
so I'm working on that.
And in what field?
So I have. It's a little different from what I studied, but. I have writing. You can say I offer writing services. So I have a team working with me. So that's what I do.
Oh, fantastic!
But, yeah, and
that is really great. So
I want to register that, but that's like a side gig. For this field.
That's a side gig.
Yeah.
You got gigs, man. You got gigs. All right.
So, but I'll just continue with that for just this year. And
excellent!
And registration and all that.
And that is also very creative.
Yeah, it is.
Well.
It is.
Creative
writing, you can say.
Oh,
so, but
excellent!
For my field, for Erasmus, I plan to work with something like a UN or WHO, and I'm working on applications because they come once a year. So. That's what I want to work on.
Wow, bhai, तो बड़ी ज़बरदस्त बात है अगर आपने ये सुनी तो and you are living proof of the fact that if you get a degree in something, it doesn't have to be specifically that. You can go into another field, but all the sort of logistics of that will help you with that as well. So I think that is really good.
Yeah.
I think we've basically asked every question that I had. Is there anything in both of yours mind that you'd like to talk about this, or anything that I haven't asked, and something that you would like to tell our audience here on Suno FM 89.4?
I would just like to have this one thing that I want to say. That don't think that we are aliens. We are human beings just like you.
No, you look like human beings.
We are.
You are. बड़े अच्छे human beings हैं.
Yeah, so we are, what we did and was that we applied. We had this courage to apply, and we had the courage to accept the rejection.
तो आप ये कह रहे हैं कि अगर आप कर सकते हैं
तो कोई भी कर सकता है,
ज़्यादातर लोग कर सकेंगे, ठीक है ना? So
कोई भी कर सकता है जिसके पास हिम्मत हो, रिजेक्शन भी बर्दाश्त करने की और एक्सेप्टेंस भी.
ये एक चीज़ बड़ी मुश्किल होती है पाकिस्तान में बर्दाश्त, because and that goes with the ego, and we will never apply ever again. ये बड़ी अच्छी बात आपने की है, बड़ी अच्छी बात आपने हमें बताई है. What about you, young man? Is any
literally the same? I think
we
we're having that discussion. I got rejected many times before getting the scholarship. There were other scholarships as well, but again वही बात है कि between rejection and selection, there's a difference of only one application. So, if you get rejected once, and if you don't apply again, that means you're always rejected.
Right.
But if you get rejected once, you applied second time, that application might be really good. You can make it. So between rejection and selection, there's
what
a
beautiful thing you've just said. I mean, what a nice thing that you've said, and I think this goes for everything in life.
Yeah. If you don't,
Zindagi mein,
just one more effort.
This reminds me of the gentleman who was making the electric light bulb.
Yes.
So usne kaha, I found out Edison 99 ways of how not to do it.
Yeah.
उसमें भी हमने कुछ सीखा.
Exactly.
तो ये जो बात आपने की है और ये जो बात आपने की है, I think it's really fantastic. Number one, you're not aliens. Let me check. नहीं, you're not aliens, ठीक है? And the other thing is the fact that ये बड़े harsh words होते हैं ना, rejection.
Yes.
It didn't work out. It'll work out again. It didn't work out. You just keep on going. Don't give up.
Yeah, I think
that is one of the things.
Yeah, because अगर आपको 3 साल बाद भी मिलता है ना, it's worth it. I think वो जो effort है, it's worth it.
So I'd like to take this opportunity in thanking you both. I think you are wonderful examples of people who can go and then hopefully sometime come back as well and do a lot for your country as well. No pressure here.
I'm here.
You're here.
I'm teaching at a public school and I'm loving it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So I just want to take this opportunity and thank you so much for coming and telling us about Erasmus. And I think it is fantastic. And जो अच्छी बात है, you've been through it, you've been there, आपको पता है क्या होता है, क्या नहीं होता. So again, I'll say कि to find out about Erasmus, you have to go to your Google. जो लोग सुन रहे हैं ये, आप अपने Google पे जाएं, ठीक है जी. You type in Erasmus, ERASMUS, and that's catalogs, you said?
Catalog.
Erasmus catalog, and then they will tell you about all of this. So once again, thank you very much indeed. Very nice, Ahmed Kisa, very kind of you. And we shall most probably call you back again, or do tell us how life is going.
Thank you so much.
ताकि हम कह सकते हैं कि भाई अभी ये हुआ, अब 6 महीने के बाद ये हुआ, या 1 साल के बाद ये हुआ. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you for having us.
It's a pleasure. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 successful students who applied for scholarship from Erasmus. They got it. उनको वो scholarships मिल गई हैं. और जो भी हम सवालात उनसे हम पूछ सकते थे, हमने सारे सवालात पूछे हैं. और जो 2 चीज़ें मैं इसमें ज़रूर कहूँगा, जो मैंने पहले भी अभी कही हैं, वो ये है कि अपने आप को आप एक एलियन ना समझें, आप भी जाके अप्लाई करें. और दूसरी बात ये है कि रिजेक्शन जो है बहुत बड़ा अल्फाज है, लेकिन there is life after rejection. There is no such thing as rejection. Just keep on doing it, keep on doing it, and that is the way to actually do it. So I'm glad that we were able to talk about this, and I think the best thing is now कि आप जो है, you go and have a look, apply for this, and then see what happens. And waiting for my producer to come and also help us along with this as well. Mr. Producer.